Guys, I'm super excited about today's video because I've been working on this for a little while and it's finally come to fruition, and that is our ethical investment portfolios for both inside and outside superannuation. So in today's video, I thought I'd run you through what ethical investment is, talk about the ins and outs of ethical investing, and I thought, what better way to do that than to get out in nature and go for a walk. So let's go. Right. First up, coffee, because coffee is life. And you gotta hydrate before a walk, right?
Milk was a bad choice.
Alright, so for those of you who aren't familiar with ethical investing, it's a form of socially responsible investing where you take into account the environmental, the social and the ethical considerations of what you're investing in. And you typically do this through a process called ESG screening. ESG is an acronym and it stands for Environmental, Social and Governance Screens. So environmental, we're looking for things like pollution and climate change. Social, we're looking for things like child labour and slave labour. And governance, we're looking for things like bribery and corruption. Now, if an investment passes all those screens, then it's deemed investment worthy from an ethical standpoint. So the way I look at it is ethical investing primarily has two objectives. The first and primary objective is to avoid those bad companies in the world through the ESG screening that we just talked about. Now the second objective is to source out those good investments in the world, and this is often referred to as impact investing. So we're looking for things like aged care, healthcare, renewable energy, all that good stuff that actually contributes to the good in the world. So my ethical investment portfolios are going to be made up of a combination of ETFs and managed funds. The ETFs are going to be a passive style investing as always, and they're really going to look at the ESG screening to determine whether or not something is investment worthy. The managed funds on the other hand, they're going to be more actively managed, and they're the ones that are going to seek out those companies which actually contribute to the good in the world, that impact investing. So there's a few things you need to know about ethical investing, and one of them is that it's not perfect. There's still going to be big companies in there like the big banks, Facebook, Apple, and you know, a lot of people would question, are these companies really that ethical? Also, ethics is a very individual thing. What one person considers ethical, another person may not consider ethical. So in that instance, it's very hard, if not impossible, to put together a portfolio which is considered ethical for everyone. In terms of costs, ethical investment portfolios are generally a little bit more expensive than a standard portfolio. You're talking 20 to 30 basis points more. And in terms of investment returns, I guess theoretically you could argue that ethical portfolios are likely to underperform a little bit, simply because there's a smaller universe of investments which they can invest in. However, history tells us that's not the case, and ethical investments have actually performed quite well, and that's largely due to the high demand. Excuse me, sir. Can I get past? Can I cross? Nope? Okay. So the question is, are you a bad person if you don't invest ethically? And the answer is, of course not. You should always invest in what you feel comfortable with. And if you don't feel comfortable with ethical investing, then that's fine, don't do it. For me personally, and for my clients, I'm still going to be running my standard portfolios alongside my ethical portfolios. So So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into ethical investing. It's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction for those people who are interested. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for future videos, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.